Oh, dude, they're gonna pick Team Spirit.
No, they've already got the. Oh, right. Yeah, true. They could get the Storm and the Ember. I mean, it would be terrible, but they certainly could.
No, you put Ember safe lane, Storm mid, Void Spirit off lane.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
It's like
10 seconds
in
remaining.
what's the
Radiant team
the Dota Underlords? You know when they all cast the spells, they get the like special effect. It's gonna be that, and they're like, guys, why is it not working?
Maybe they combine into one Super Spirit, and no, we don't know that because no one's done it yet. But that's actually a secret at Dota.
Oh yeah, true. Did you ever play the old Dota maps? I don't know if it was just on Dota 1 or Dota 2 as well, where you could like summon Ice Frog and stuff.
10
Like,
seconds.
No,
in
I
a
didn't.
custom map.
Probably
Oh, there was some like loads of hidden clues across the maps and stuff. It was really
remaining.
Okay, apparently this guy's name. You ready?
Chikirao.
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 Chikirao. Yeah, Google Translate. Help me out here.
Chikirao.
So we have an SF third pick from Modus Unity. I'm going to do some actual analysis here. Are you ready? Try not to get too bamboozled here.
Yeah,
by this. But
Chikirao on Google Translate. Go for it.
okay. I was going to say, if it is Void Spirit mid, Shadow Fiend does pretty well against this hero. And then they pick Viper on HellRaisers. And all of a sudden, the SF's like, oh, I don't want to lane against the Viper. That sounds absolutely horrendous.
Yeah,
but they're kind of locked in on this mid lane now. The only thing I will say is if it's a tiny position 4 and you have an SF mid, this guy just runs in with a toss. If you get the long raise into a toss, which gives the short raise afterwards, that Viper's pretty toast at like level 3 onwards. So look to see if this tiny rotates around the map towards that mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, even if he does get corrosive head skin, it doesn't really make much of a difference. The Shadow Fiend damage is way too bonkers. And now they get a Drow as well. Shadow Fiend Drow. Great combo.
Yeah, and you have the curse now. You can follow up with the gust afterwards as well. So, sometimes we see this Wyvern curse with a lot of follow up, and sometimes we have like a disruptor or something. But we have a gust, which is nice. We've got avalanche. There's requiem as well, which we've seen before. So this curse is going to be really important for them, especially locking down this Void Spirit. So they're super annoying to play against. So mobile.
Yeah,
Could
but
still
also
be
extremely vulnerable if he does get silenced up. He's just spaghetti.
True, yeah. I mean, he could build a Yules if it helps him out, but if you use the curse follow up with a Requiem, loads of chain stun going on. It could still be offlane Viper as well. Something I've seen before, with the Earth Spirit kind of roaming around a little bit. Earth Spirit Viper sounds like a horrendous lane to play against.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good. Can't say I've ever seen it, but I'm ready for it if that is the case. But yeah, I think 90% of this Viper's mid. Like, very unusual to see.
Yeah, I would assume they've tried to throw out the Void Spirit as like bait for mid lane. Yeah. Now they've picked the Viper mid to counter the SF would be my assumption. And yeah, Viper mid against SF, but then with the Earth Spirit rolling in sounds pretty crazy as well. I'm really interested to see how the tiny Earth Spirit's movements are across the map. So I feel like they're probably going to be the ones dictating most of this game.
So we think the Void Spirit's safe, right?
It could be off lane, I think, but yeah, I think it's more likely to be safe.
I think we're probably going to see him safe. Let's see what they ban out on Modus, though. What do they think?
I mean, I'm more looking at what Modus Unity need to pick here as well. They need some, I assume it's Tiny 4, so they need an off lane. And they don't really have a huge amount of team fight at the moment. I think they need a hero that just commits and goes in to a fight. Because they don't really have that at the moment. Like this SF Drow, very nice, on the back lines and stuff, dealing their damage. But they need somebody that can bait the spells a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, that works.
I mean, their lineup looks really solid.
It does. Lots of anti-armor. Really nice. I mean, this Wyvern's Curse combining with the Corrosive Haze on Slardar is very tasty.
Do we see the Orchid Rush? That's the question.
What, in the Wyvern?
Oh, no, it's +5. Never mind.
Yeah, I just don't think so.
It's going to be boots.
10 seconds remaining.
No, but the Bloodthorn Rush Wyvern is like the most annoying
5 seconds
thing.
remaining.
It's actually crazy good.
Yeah, it is.
Phantom Assassin.
Choose your hero.
PA, my goodness. All right, HellRaisers, they're running one of these heroes off lane. Who's it going to be?
I assume it's Void Spirit. Yeah, Phonic.
Nailed it.
Baby.
All right.
Go.
Yeah, Phonic Void Spirit off lane. This is a first for me. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Take us away, Moonlord.
I'm not sure how much this PA gets to do in this game though. I feel like this Wyvern here is really good against this PA. They have lots of anti-armor as well, so MKBs get picked up at some point. PA should have a relatively difficult time, but
Well, Drow doesn't even need one as a thing, because Drow just like, she's got precision aura, which goes through anyways. So.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game comes down to the mid lane, comes down to the
5
roaming position,
seconds
falls onto the
remaining.
mid lane as well. How much can they? It's one of the heroes best at dealing with Drow, just blowing her up really quickly. You get the BKB, you get the Deso online, and you just run at her.
Bit of cut out there, matey.
I cut out.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
just the end of the sentence. Don't worry, you're back now. That's all that matters.
That's fine.
Yeah, there is a lot to run at this Drow. That is the thing. You've got so much catch. The Void Spirit, the Earth Spirit, the PA. She's gonna have people up in her face.
I really want to see how this voice spirit does in the off lane as well, because it's not something we've seen before in cast. It's always been mid, I think, right?
Yeah, every time.
Especially with an Earth Spirit, it doesn't feel like it's the strongest. Maybe they aggro try into the Drow and then put the Void Spirit against the Slather, but that sounds horrendous as well.
Yeah,
So,
that doesn't sound good. I do agree. HellRaisers don't have the smoothest looking laning phase. Oh, loading phase is great. Someone's got a lot of cosmetics, obviously. Sup, PA. Well, Christmas tiny as well. Very nice. Although I don't like the Christmas tree. It's a bit much for me.
I don't know. I quite like it.
This pleases
It's
me.
always, he's just trying to bring the Christmas cheer all year round. It's fine.
Alpine Stalker. Alpine Stalker set died for this. Spirit rolling in to get the early observer replacement in the middle lane. Gilgir, the man with the plan. And an observer. Oh, gotta place it. There we go.
I mean, this ward's pretty good. It's going to allow them to see the rotations coming towards the mid lane, you would assume, if the Tiny was starting bot. But unfortunately,
Oh,
the man's starting top.
what a curveball! Could this game get any more exciting? I've got the guy's name already. Do I still have it off?
I can't remember.
Chikirao.
Chikirao, was that?
Yeah. Chikirao. That's what Drow's name is.
Chikirao.
30
Sounds like the Shakira thing. That's my top tier analysis for today.
Good. Starting it strong. Got some glasses delivered the other day. Just DHL package delivery. Took so long to come. They said it was going to be delivered within an hour time frame in the morning, and I immediately thought yeah, that's not happening. You guys are being way too ambitious about your delivery times. You are not this accurate. And surprise, surprise, it didn't come until 6 p.m. It's supposed to come at 11 a.m. Just after we'd left the house, so I got a text saying, "Thank you for receiving your package." I was like, "What? I didn't receive my check." So I checked online on the details. And it said, "Oh yeah, your package has been signed for, and we've left it in the bin." I was like, "Oh, who signed for it?" "You did, sir." I'm like, what? So,
Oh, nice.
I signed for my own package and was like, "Yeah, just leave it in the bin, mate. All good."
That's very nice of them.
Very unusual. Yeah, I mean, thankfully the glasses were alright, so all was well in the end.
It's a bit sad, really.
Yeah.
You can't smack talk DHL though, because they're the guys that that sponsored ESL Birmingham. So
That's true. Yeah.
gotta say nice things.
Of course.
This Tiny's cutting the creep wave, by the way, and he has boots, and Maposhka on the Lich does not. So the Rockman is getting away. Is he bringing it mid?
That'd be a bit too much, I think. I don't think.
Oh yes, Lich.
Oh.
Oh, worth a go.
Thought maybe you could just snipe off the range creep at the back there, but yeah, it wasn't quite enough.
So
talking about the gems on the spirits.
On the spirits.
Yeah, apparently that spirit. Let's have a look what he's got here. He's moving too much. Oh, okay. So he's got like a little emerald in his tummy, kind of like a diamond shape. And roll forwards. Just playing around with kicked.
Just zoning. It's fine.
Zoning and owning. And apparently Void Spirit, what's he got? Oh yeah, he's got like a triangular amethyst on his belly as well. So I guess they all do, right? I'm trying to think of embers.
I am not sure. Tiny's going to get level 2 off this, by the way, though. So this tends to be something you want to do as a POS for, especially on heroes like Batrider and Tiny, when you can get your POS 2 really quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he's just smoked up straight away, right? And
Yeah.
he's probably going to look towards playing in this mid lane now to see if he can gank the Viper.
Yeah, really nicely done. If it pays off, that is. And it's really nice to get the Avalanche, not as like the combo. A lot of people think, oh, you want Avalanche so you can Avatar. No, I mean, if you can, that's always nice, but it just allows you to close the gap a little bit easier. You know, you've got the boots of speed, throw down the Avalanche, and then you can get the toss back onto the Viper and bring him down, because otherwise you might get slowed and you might not be able to close that gap properly. Look at the Tiny. He's looking here.
Yeah,
He doesn't know.
The SF keeps throwing the long race in the hope that the Tiny's going to be able to come in and follow up, but they see the Tiny. So now all of a sudden, the Viper's like, oh, I'll just play on the other side of the lane. Yeah, and he gets hit by the tower, and he's like, oh, this is not good. Slardar trying to cut the creep wave here again, but the PA's starting to wander over. Yeah, Avalanche from the Tiny kind of breaks up the fight a little bit, and all of a sudden, the jungle is the new creep lane, which is very nice. Funny seems to be doing really well up in this top lane as well. He's level 3.5 already, actually. So
Yeah.
11 CS. He's doing pretty well.
Haven't seen this Void Spirit in the offlane before, but Funnick making it look pretty good to start off with, and see Kikid doing his best just to harass the Void Spirit. But Void Spirit, he's just going to pop the shield, just take some creep, and then now they're actually looking for a play here. They're going onto the Wyvern, they do actually land the Hula Hoop spell, and Kikid will be brought down by right click from Funnick. Meanwhile, Tiny comes over, he's looking for the Avalanche, looking for the toss, he's just going to throw him straight up into the air, though. I don't think that's going to be enough to actually kill off Funnick, and Funnick can just use that Resonant Pulse to keep his health up.
I think if he tosses them back there, they probably get the
Simulate,
kill.
that's what it was. It's not called
Yeah,
the Hula Hoop spell.
I was gonna say I've never heard it being called the hula hoop spell before. That was quite impressive.
It's like it's just a bunch of hula hoops on the ground, isn't it? It's where my
Sure.
brain went when I saw it. I was like, oh god, I don't know what this is called. Probably should have said nothing, but there you go.
I mean, I don't want to know how your brain works, to be honest. There must be some deep,
Constant
dark things down
incoherent
there.
screaming. Stun out onto the Lich for Pershka though, he's alright.
Yeah, this PA's getting pretty much free farm down in the bottom.
HellRaisers doing pretty damn well in every single lane right now, and this Tiny really struggling to find any effectiveness thus far. And he does need to find something here. He hasn't really gotten any kills or been involved in a whole lot. And this isn't how you want to go as Tiny. You know, if you've got your level 2, you want to keep up with the levels by finding kills, and that just hasn't happened yet.
The thing is, like, he can't really play in the bot lane, right? Like, they don't have enough damage between them to find any kills. So, I don't know, this Lich armor down in the bot lane kind of just keeps alive whoever they go on.
Okay, well, they found one at last. Chaining up the Avalanche nicely along with the Bash of the Deep. That allows them to find a kill onto a Koshka. Alright, Lich brought down. This might be a bit much though, but they're really looking for Nixie. They've got the Bash of the Deep. Have they got any more spells to throw out? They've got a toss in 2 seconds. If DK can make his way over towards the Tiny, but Tiny dropping low. They toss the creep forward, but it's not enough damage to bring down Nyx. Nyx now salving in the sidelines as DK bow goes. He's going to drop. Nyx gets himself a kill, and they get too greedy and brought down a bottom. The rotation in from Gilgit ensures that they keep the PA alive and get themselves 2 kills in the process.
All of a sudden, you're 6 minutes into the game, your PA's just gone level 5. It's looking like a pretty good game for Nyx at the moment. Yeah, he couldn't get the Frost Shield off, unfortunately, on the Lich, so yeah, just gets changed and down really quickly, though. And at least Tiny
it was nice comboing there, you know, waiting with the Avalanche until after the Stardar's shenanigans off. Yeah, Funnick is going to have to jump down to the low ground, but in comes the Tiny. He's ready and positioned perfectly for that one and gets himself a kill onto the Moon Lord.
This, yeah, I don't know. This PA's had an insanely good start. And if you look at the CS in the off lane on the dire side, and okay, Sardar's dead again.
See you later, buddy. 3 heroes rotate in on the Slardar and bring down poor old DK Fogus.
Yeah, I mean, this PA's having a crazy amount of farm down here in the bot lane. I mean, he's got double Wraithband treads already. He's actually going for Battle Fury. Okay, so wanting to scale a little bit more.
Yeah, living the dream. I'll hit some creeps.
Dyer's
I'm just telling the sign up, by the way, everyone, so if you're suddenly being deafened, then sorry about that.
Look at mid lane here as well. They really want to try and play with this catapult wave that's coming in mid, so the two supports just rotate in.
There's a Tiny, there's a Shadow Fiend, but they see everything, HellRaisers. They've got a beautiful ward here, which is just seeing the Tiny, seeing the SF. They're going to move with the Wyvern as well. He's now hit level 4. And it just feels like a bit of a Mexican standoff, so it seems like HellRaisers are backing themselves away. Maybe they can look for a play onto Kastani, but they don't really have any kind of jump for him, so he can probably just walk himself away if the Tiny just tries to run straight at him. And of course,
the
they
Dire
still have Gilgir around as well.
The Dire had the Observer Ward on the high ground as well, just below the medium camp, so they saw those two Radiant supports the whole time.
Everyone was watching each other, but actually they're going onto the Tiny right now because Tiny getting slows off, and that's going to be an easy kill onto SA.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, that's
Dire's middle tower
I love a good
is
old
under
Viper
attack.
right click me.
Yeah,
That was nice.
very sick. I mean, Gilgir tried to make it excited by rolling in, but unfortunately you can't make Viper feel excited. Oh no. DK Fogos misses a big creep, and they're actually jumping onto him here. PA's on top, she's got the Frost Shield, Maposhka helping out as well, but the Tiny has come back to life, and he's trying to keep them away, keep his little fishy friend
Panic as
alive.
well, top lane.
Yeah, he's getting low, but he can't get the kill. Yes, he can. He gets it in
What?
base. Drow dies in the fountain from the extra damage from the Astral Step. Kills her
Oh
after she TPs.
no. Oh, what a disaster. That feels so bad when you TP out and you die as well.
Yeah.
Like, so your TP's on cooldown. So when you come back alive, you just have to, like, slowly walk to the jungle. It's like a little walk of shame.
HellRaisers, they are off to a flying start in this game. Instead of they had a good laning phase, then the lane game is just going to look super rough for Modus. They do have a good lineup, but it really does want to play on an even footing or from
Dire's
ahead.
top tower
But
is under attack.
we'll see how they can play it from behind. But of course, they are the underdogs in this series, so
No excuse. Gotta
yeah, no,
play
it's
to
so
win.
bad. Step it up, guys. It feels awkward with this
Radiant
Tiny though, actually. He has
structures
been
are
making some
fortified.
rotations, but at the same time, I feel like most of the
Dire's
kills he's
middle
gotten
tower
has been on
is
like
under
supports, and
Radiant's
that's
top
not,
tower
not really
is
enough
under
from a
attack.
roaming Tiny. And even if he
Wyvern
does
as well.
go, oh, he's getting low up in the top lane. Cold Embrace going to buy him a little bit of time, but Funny going to keep on running him down. Gilgir comes sliding in for the kill. Thank you very much. I'll take this one. And Funny just laughs it off.
Oh, it's alright, because there's a faded brooch on the drow now, so if you give that to the Tiny, it's gonna, you know, he's gonna go
fly.
crazy.
He go and slap.
Yeah, if you're a Dire fan, don't look at the net worth chart. Doesn't matter, guys. It's fine. Just chill. Don't.
Yeah,
Oh, Gilgir.
pretty bad across the board. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, they're trying to go on for TK Bogus here. They did get the crit from Nyx, trying to slow him down with the Frost Shield, but it's not quite enough with Kick coming in forward. Meanwhile, Gilgir has actually died at top, and now they're looking for more, but Funnick using that Remnant nicely to control up the Bounty Rune and save that one for himself. Meanwhile, a Frost being thrown out on the high ground from Kicked, and they're really looking to try and kill Fogus here, but it's not enough damage with the Frost Blast there. Youngji backing him up as well. That's going to put him into it. So how's SF doing? We haven't really talked about him a whole lot. You know, he was against a Viper, but he can jungle from here on out, so I don't think it's that bad for him.
Yeah, he's okay. Gilgir tried to take the top outpost, by the way. That's why he died just before the 10-minute mark.
What a
So
champ.
yeah, unfortunately got caught. Have you been watching Crit stream recently?
No, I haven't.
This guy has been spamming Earth Spirit non-stop, right? And oh my god, he is actually insane.
Dire's structures
Who
are
knew a
fortified.
guy of his quality, you know, coming second at the major was just
Yeah,
so
he's
good.
like, Jarex is gone now. It's my time to be the best Earth Spirit in the world. I see my opening. I'm going for it. Meanwhile, Paboshka gets brought down. I think that was in the middle lane there. Just a little bit of a toss out. Nicely done. Gilgir getting some cheeky warding action. They see him. This is a little bit dodgy, but he has got the roll away. He's a tricky hero to chase, and they realize that on Modus, so they let him get away. See ya, buddy. Yeah, so I think Gilgir's just trying to block this camp here.
Bot lane.
Ooh, Focus. Yeah, he's pretty gone for him. They have to set him through as well. Down come the hula hoops. Where's the damage? They need a little bit more, actually. Funnick, he's going in deep here, but he's going to get stunned up. And now with the bash of the deep coming through beautifully, they're going to find the kill.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Winter's Curse coming down onto the PA. Drout's just heading away now, because why not? Santa's out. damage coming in, and in comes the toss from the Tiny, stomping in as well, and they are able to get themselves another kill here on Modus as they bring down Nyx as well. Meanwhile, Young G has died in the middle lane, just run down by Kasani, and Gilgear as well coming for that one. Yeah, Spirit. I think Nyx might have been that one as well, but still 2 big kills at bottom. Unfortunately, they can't really get into anything, but I'll be happy.
They did manage to get the mid tower though on the Radiant side as well, so
yeah,
they kill the SF, they get the mid tower. Although it's not a good trade from overall, it's still decent.
Yeah, they'll
should
take
be
it with
too
the
worried.
They're in. They certainly will.
You
He want to keep this catapult alive, doesn't he? He's like, yeah, I'll tank it. No worries. Yoga's coming in. He's going to tank it as well. Look at
nice
this.
turn.
Keep the catapult alive, people. I get pinged out so much for doing this in pubs. I love my catapults, though. I'll never let them die. They successfully keep the catapult alive for another wave all the time. It's just bring this tower lower and lower. Focus might be able to come in and get the deny onto it at the very least. Sir, there we go.
That's because when you try to keep the towers alive, though, you're not actually doing that. What you're doing is running down mid. That's why people complain. You see.
That's what they think in their silly, untrained minds. Shout out if Disruptor, who I played with the other day, is watching. Shout out to that guy because he was hilarious. We had a rune fight, literally minute 0 in the game, and usually as a carrier, if I see the enemy, if the offlaner has 2 stuns, I'm just out of there. I'm just like, all right, well, we're not going to be able to beat you in that. So I just try and sneak around the back and grab their bounty rune, which 9 times out of 10 works perfectly. And I tried doing that, and my support starts pinging me like, oh, let's contest. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think we can. We end up getting 0 runes because I start walking over, but it's too late and we're getting stunned up and stuff. And for the rest of the game, he just lost his goddamn mind. He was just shouting the entire game. Mid. Incredibly angry. Good person. Meanwhile, Slaughter, he's probably dead here. Yep, the last hit comes in from Kasani. Finishing off that Maelstrom and getting the procs. Really potent build. I love this Maelstrom build on the Viper. The poison attack now has the magic resistance reduction on it, which stacks. Oh, bottom lane. Oh, no. Bottom lane. Funnic's in trouble. Can they finish the job, though? They need one more right click, and they will find it. Gilgay tries to come in and turn this one around, but unfortunately, there's not much turning to be done. But he's still going to give it a go. Wyvern's going to be the target, but, well, with the Shadow Fiend saying, get off my little brother. Gilgay's not done. He really wants to fiddle this kid. So he's going to keep on going. In comes the stare from the Lich. The right clicks the blast, and with the Viper turning up as well, he's going to get himself a kill. A very elongated double kill. But a double kill it shall be. Oh, wait, no, he killed the Tiny a little bit earlier. Okay.
Yeah, I thought the Funnic was a little bit slow on the Astral Step there, though, coming out of the Dissimulate. I thought he might have lived, but got brought down by an auto attack before he could get it off.
Is under attack.
It's going to be seen TP, but there's nothing the Dragon can do about that. Just having a little wander. Stroll through the woods.
Yeah, but you have to hit the PA to let them know that you're in control, though, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's the power play.
Turn up to their new lane slowed. Oh, Gilgear tries to make a play onto Young G, but Young G seemed to know what was up there with Funnic on top of him as well. And now with the Tiny coming over there. Oh my god. Funnic just gets deleted.
Viper's getting chased here as well. Do they have a toss? 2 seconds.
He's walking around it, but he's taking a ton of damage here on the Tiny. But yeah, they're still going to be able to get the kill onto the Viper. The Viper does get at least 1 return in the process, but still, Modus should come marching through. And when these 3 heroes team up like this, they do seem mighty, mighty strong. You've got the anti-armor from the Corrosive Haze, you've got the Drowned Hat Aura with Marksmanship, and you've got Young G as well with the Presence of the Dark Lord. It is so much right-click damage, and you have to respect that if you're HellRaisers.
Look at this Radiant Observer Ward as well that was near that fight.
Oh, they're
like
not
the
taking
Dire
the
Sentry
tower?
goes down.
Ooh. Why are they taking the tower? They have
On the
0
Dire
tier 1
side.
still, but...
I think they're just worried. They're trying to take a fight. They're just only having Requiem come off cooldown now as well. You gotta be careful. I think they just feel a little bit like they're not in control of the game still at the moment. You are playing against this Viper that's coming back alive. Void Spirit's still a really strong hero at this point in the game. And he's going Yules on the Void Spirit as well. Mid lane.
This should make my life easier.
Yeah, I was going to say before that bottom bounty room fight, they Radiant have this Observer Ward just a little bit south, so they kind of felt confident going in, but there's just so much support nearby that they didn't really see coming. So yeah, fight just turned around really quickly. Everyone just gets blown up one by.
Yeah, pretty nasty. Ooh, Implore on PA. That's always a nice one. Take them daggers.
She has a
This is an item
battle
I haven't seen
fury.
in such a long time.
Yeah.
Good reason as well. It's very slow, but this game is pretty neutral, so if it feels okay in this one.
I don't know, it doesn't feel too bad. Like, it always feels nice to be able to just farm quickly. You know, you get the, means you can get the lifesteal talent at level 15 as well. Which I think is definitely needed this game.
You think he'll still go for the lifesteal? Not extra clean. Bonus clean?
I mean, I hope he goes cleave. Just, you know, damage. That's
Yeah,
the...
95% cleave.
there's a People's Gift on the Voids for it as well, which is pretty good for him.
Yeah, a bit of extra agi, extra strength. Can't cry about that. Can cry about Poska being dead though, and it looks like Tiny might be returning the trade here though, although Gilgir is being a little bit cautious. Nick's throwing a dagger here and there, but really doesn't want to commit to this one too heavily. Oh my goodness, alley-oop, Kobe Slaughter flying in and finishes off Gilgir. Beautiful timing there from TSAG.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
now they're going to be able to get the bot tier 1 here as well. With Styline, it's kind of coming into their own a little bit. If you look at the net worth distribution across the board, like their cores are a little bit behind, but the supports are really far in front on the Dire side in terms of net worth.
Great.
So.
But
Yeah,
12 and 12 on
Tiny,
the scoreboard, everything nice and even.
and this Tiny has his blink now as well, so his game looks pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it's in position to make a lot more kills happen now, and they're smoking behind it. They know exactly how strong they are.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
Most of
are
Modus coming
scared.
one way, Modus coming another, but actually Funnick is going to run into them right now, and he's going to immediately unleash. As Kasani from the sidelines just getting off those right clicks. Kick trying to save the day, but unfortunately it's not enough. The Astral Step and the right click from Funnick will seal the deal. Meanwhile, Focus, throwing on the corrosive, but there's a rule down for Funnick here. Looking for something, but meanwhile the Fear comes up, they got the damage out onto the Viper, and they're going to be able to bring him down. Kasani going to get dropped, and now Earth Spirit in a horrible position as well, trying to get his way to safety, but there is no safety to be had. Meanwhile, Nick's going for the TP out, and there's nothing really which can stop this here from Modus. The Slardar a little bit too far away, but still, another 2 great kills. Green Heroes eliminated out of HellRaisers for the time being.
Yeah, really well played by Modus. This Tiny tossed the Viper onto the SF while he was requieming. And so the Viper just got blown up instantly. And then, yeah, the fight's kind of like over as soon as that happens. Like, they have this Viper that can deal a massive amount of damage if he gets his damage off. But unfortunately at the moment, because he like doesn't have a BKB,
Radiant's
he's not
bottom
particularly
tower is under
tanky.
attack.
So, yeah, just dies so quickly.
Fighting continues. The stifling dagger plus Implore combo is so good.
Yeah, I would not want to play against that. That sounds actually that sounds absolutely horrendous to play against.
Yeah, as a sport, you're just like, oh, okay. I'll be half health, and if it crits me, then goodbye.
She is going for that Deso next as well before the BKB, so her damage output is going to be crazy. Like, if you ever get on top of the Drow or the Wyvern at the start of the fight, those heroes just die, honestly.
Yeah.
So you just have to be really careful with your positioning. What talent? Oh, boo. Goes for the lifesteal.
Didn't want the 95% cleave. Coward.
Very sad.
I think that's only acceptable if you have a Magnus or a Darkseer.
I want to go for the cleave. So if you have the Magnus, you have to take the cleave talent. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. You need the 145% cleave.
Right, okay. So you're going against what all the other analysts say.
Yeah, and all the.
It's like when you have Mag on your team, you don't need to build Battle Fury. You're like, no, you double down. It's everything or nothing.
Battle Fury and cleave talents, and then just.
This PA is in a little bit of trouble.
She is, certainly, isn't she? They've managed to get the close take off on Terra. Now in comes a Tiny contributing to the lockdown as well, and Nyx is just evaporated. That is the flip side of PA. Does a lot of damage, but dies pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, this Void Spirit feels pretty underwhelming at the moment as well. Like, he can't really commit to a fight because they have so much physical damage. He kind of like jumps in and then goes, "Oh, I don't really want to be here anymore."
Tower's the one getting pressured right now. The creeps aren't here, but they do not need them. 21 minutes into the game, Modus have to just do it themselves. But meanwhile, the Viper's coming in along with the Void Spirit on the backline. They're trying to bring down the Slardar, but it looks like no. Actually, the Science comes in, stopping Shadowfeet's ulti. Now he's trying to get it off of him, but Postcode is actually just going down from right click to the front line. And now a beautiful curse holds them still. Focus is here with the Slithery Crush to follow up with as well. Tiny on top of them as well. It's looking real bad for HellRaisers right now. Funnick still trying to make his getaway, getting up to the high ground on the run. Will they keep on chasing Modus? They are actually just going to look towards Roche instead. They're going to rip through this Roche in seconds. They've got Drow, they've got Shadowfeet, they've got Slardar. Goodbye, big boy.
Minus arm.
Minus 14. 6 on that Roche. And Age is now in the hands of the Shadow Fiend.
Gilgir feels like on this Earth threat as well, like he's kind of just committing to fights and then he just dies every single time. He's not able to kind of like find the right targets, it feels like. He needs to be able to get onto the Wyvern every single fight. Because if they're not killing the Wyvern on the Radiant side, then, you know, this curse comes out, the heals come out, and all of a sudden they can't get their physical damage off from this PA. I think their timings are going to be when they can get these 2 BKBs up on the cores on the Radiant side. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're not worried about getting blown up straight away, but like they're tiny, maybe like the SF Requiem as well. You just need to be able to reliably get your damage off, and at the moment they just do not have that capability.
No, it's looking real good for Modus right now. Able to punish HellRaisers and pretty much everything they're trying to do. Pushing the top lane though, completely uncontested. They don't want to fight until there's Aegis, so Modus know this. They're going to take full advantage of that and just try and take as many objectives as they can rather than let them fight. HellRaisers will be unwilling to flood with.
Do you like threaten high ground here and force them to come back? Yeah, they want to poke.
They are, yeah. Fight me, coward. Lich is there with the frost shield, but unfortunately no repair kits just quite yet.
Yeah, this is nice though. But at least Nyx didn't go for the bait. He kind of just like carried on farming in the bot lane. TSA got the PA with the blink, but because he was blurred, he took a second just to come out of contact.
Really close from the Tiny.
This goddamn Christmas tree, actually. I said I liked it, I don't anymore.
No, it's awful, isn't it? It's way too much. The star on the top just constantly spins as well. Hello, he doesn't like the Christmas tree either. He's looking to beat up this Tiny. You'll get coming in as well, and they should have enough damage to get through him together. Although it is taking a bit of time, but Nyx is going to come in. There's the big guns. Nyx will bring him down in a matter of seconds.
Is he going BKB or is he going to go Basher first on the PA? I wonder. How greedy do you want to be? Because you pick up the Mithril Hammer, it doesn't give anything away. You could still be either. And he is level 18 now, so he might be thinking, can I get away with this? Can I get away with just buying a Basher?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No way. Nah, you definitely want the BKB.
I don't know, man.
That'd be so greedy.
It would, but oh, he's going for it. Okay. Boo.
Good man.
No, it's definitely the right play. I just thought, you know.
What I'm interested in is Void Spirit here. Look at this guy. Look at how much money he's got. He's got a Vlad's queued up. Could easily afford the whole thing, but he's like, maybe I want a Radiant.
I think he might be debating whether he needs to go something like a Solar Crest instead.
Nah, I think it's either Radiant or something. Meanwhile, Gilgir running himself away. And there is no catch here. And this is great. I mean, you bought the Aegis Carrier and the Initiator back. Meanwhile, they haven't actually been able to find Poshka, who's just throwing down the Chain Frost, which doesn't really do anything, but that's about it.
There's a pipe on this as well, actually. Wow.
420. Did you know that Chain Frost increases in damage from each hit?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When
was that changed?
Don't know, but it's I mean, it's nothing. It's 15 per hit in level 1.
My
11 bounces, that's going to be like, what, 100 and, yeah, not much extra damage.
The curse? They didn't really want to follow up on it.
They don't want to follow up on that. There's no blink on the Slardar, so you just have to run high ground. There's too much to kill him off if he tried to do that. But they are going to lose his Aegis soon. Only a minute left on it, and it doesn't look like they're going to find anything for it. So they've just pushed in pretty hard. Ooh. Titan slippers on the Drow.
Titan
Very
slippers.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
They must be pretty big slippers.
Initiation actually onto Funnick here. Funnick's in trouble here. He's got the Yules to try and buy himself a little bit of time, but he does not have the Astral Step. He's already used both charges somehow, but he is going to get out of this somehow. But look at the damage being taken from Kasani. Oh my goodness, he cannot survive this. And Drow's looking in for more. She's looking towards Voshka as well. Rock's being thrown in from Gilgir. Funnick tries to run on the front lines and immediately dies from them. And now with the ultimate being cooked up, Viper, what is you doing, buddy? Young is just laying into him right now. Young is going to get that Aegis used as he wants. And Tiny with the toss back. It's very small though. Kasani's still alive. The right click's coming in, but it's not enough to finish the job. Meanwhile, Chain Frost is doing a ton of work, bouncing around these heroes right now. They're losing their lives to this right now. Funnick with the Chain Frost, working it beautifully. HellRaisers, they're going to kill off 2 cores, and now they're looking for more as well. Slardar being kicked back. They found Vogos here. Meanwhile, down goes the Tiny, and Gilgir just holding him still. And now, the Voshka and Funnick can make their way over and bring down the Slardar as well. Swim all you want, little fish. He does dodge out the roll forwards, but they have a lot of catch between these 3 heroes. The stun's going to miss out on all of them. Kick back. What are you doing now, kid? In they go. The damage is there. Funny gets a kill. Focus gets dropped. 4 heroes down the side of Modus Unity. Only the Wyvern managed to make it out. It did cost them buybacks. Plenty of buybacks on HellRaisers, so not going to be completely upset about that, but still not good for Modus Unity.
So they got the Viper buyback, the Earth Strip buyback, and the Void Strip buyback. But it was an absolute disaster. Like, you have the Aegis, right? And you're like, okay, we're slow sieging, everything's fine. We're getting some chip damage on the tower. All of a sudden, you kill one hero, and everybody just like flips their desks over and throws their keyboards up in the air. It's like, oh my god, let's just dive for this. You need to have a calm voice in that situation that just tells everybody, you know, to keep everything under control. Just be patient. You know, you're pushing high ground. You have to respect the amount of damage that they can do. And when the buybacks come out, they have the numbers advantage in these fights on the Radiant side. Yeah, that was a pretty big disaster, it has to be said. And he's still got 3,800 gold on the Void Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got BKB queued up as well, I think.
Maybe the BKB. Maybe the Radiance. I know my Moonlord. It's not be a very funny play to go for the Radiance.
There's no way he builds a Radiance.
Okay, full BKB bought out. Fair enough. Boring, but fair enough. I think I'd want if I'm a team, right? I want myself like a jazz flutist to be in the room whilst we're playing. And then if anybody starts going for anything crazy like that, you just give him the thumbs up. He starts playing like some real smooth flute. And everyone's just like, oh, you know what, guys? Like, we don't need this balance. We don't need to throw the game right here. Let's just relax. Let's just chill. We don't need to dive. Let's just win the game. We know what we're doing.
Of all the crazy things you've come up with, that's probably one of the best ones I've heard. That was quite something.
Was there any team that want to hire an experimental coach?
Top lane.
Probably won't win, but you'll have very happy players. I also want to get a spiritual guide for my team as well, my hypothetical team.
Right. Okay. Who's your dream team then? Who's on your Dota team?
Ooh.
I mean, Little Pleb's got to be on there.
Yeah, Little Pleb's coming. Little Pleb and Saberlight. They're both in. Mid laners.
Little Pleb's a mid laner, or is he a carry player? He played mid last time we cast him.
Yeah, he can play whatever. He's Little Pleb. He can do what he wants. I need a strong voice to kind of lead from the back. Maybe Misery can come.
Okay, alright. I mean, he's on the new... Doesn't he have a new roster, I'm pretty sure?
Yeah, he's playing SEA with Cloud9.
Cloud9 stuff.
Double damage PA, hello! Oh my god, the Drought is getting split in half. Cold Embrace going to buy some time along with the Curse as well, but next he's just looking for the Wyvern. Not able to one-hit it though. Meanwhile, Drow running up to the high ground, still trying to escape this one, but I'm not really sure how much she can do. The silence is out though. She's going for the TP. She might well just live here.
No
the ultimate
way.
from G as well. He's going to pop the BKB along with the Requiem to buy himself some safety. Meanwhile, they nearly bring down PA on the backlines, but it looks like the Tiny will be dropped here at the very least. They find something, HellRaisers, but they didn't get that Drow somehow. Pretty amazing.
The PA just assumed that the Drow was going to die to the rest of her team. So kind of just went looking for +1s and other targets. All of a sudden, the drow just like starts TPing out. The fear comes through, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't get the drow." And PA's like, "Guys, I trusted you. That was the only thing I needed you to do was kill that drow."
Someone says
on.
casters suck big PP in the chat.
Oh, that's fair enough.
No, our private lives have nothing to do with it, guys.
That's okay. I respect their opinion.
Roll forwards. Funnick looking with the double astral into the Yules as well. Wyvern's the one controlled up, and now Wyvern on the run being controlled up, and the side's actually going to miss onto the Void Spirit, so not really opening up for anything right now. And they're looking for DK Phogos instead. He can get himself away. Tiny even jumping onto the front. Modus holding a solid front line and not allowing HellRaisers to find any advantage in these little fights here, these little skirmishes.
Oh, a minute. Oh no. Tiny nearly got pulled down onto the low ground. That would have been sad. Oh, I hate this part of the game where the teams just sit either side of the Roche pit.
Yeah.
And they just chill. And both teams, just doing their own thing. Not really worrying.
No one wants
there
to be
is
the one to make the play.
There is an MKB on the SF, by the way. So this PA has to be a little bit worried. If his BKB goes off when he gets Corrosive Haze by the Slardar, PA doesn't have any armor at that point. Especially now the Slardar's about to hit level 18. And then, yeah, the PA just melts still. Do they have any armor items on the Radiant side? They have a medallion on the Earth Spirit. Okay.
I actually love
I'm not
what
sure that
Gilgil
counts
was
as
doing
enough.
there. There were illusions running into the pit, and he was doing everything he could to stop them coming into the pit, which has obviously been like, oh, we're in the pit, guys. Look, their spirit wouldn't be throwing all these spells onto these banter illusions unless they're actually taking Roshan, but they was not. They weren't.
They was not.
Nick, Mikey caught out, jumps into 4 heroes, and the Science does miss. Tiny trying to follow up as well, but he's managed to get off the Dissimulate. Now they have the anti-armor, so they've got the vision on him, and Drow trying to come in with the damage. My goodness, look at this, the multi-shot as well. Is it enough? No, he gets just out of range in time, and he will survive.
Yeah, just. Oh,
Yeah.
That was very close.
Jesus,
They're probably going
Funnick.
to try and go in here while Funnick's still like really low HP.
I mean,
so before he can
this
come back
hero,
into
I
the
mean,
fight.
considering he just blinked into the middle of 5 heroes who are smoked up and then just immediately blink away and get out absolutely five. They're trying to go in and make something happen here, but they have managed to get the curse down. They want to try and finish off this Roshan. Chain Frost bouncing around as well, but they have managed to take down the agents. They managed to get everything they wanted, and now HellRaisers are in a bit of a dodgy fight here, but I say dodgy. They have managed to take down the Aegis carrier almost instantly. He's going to be coming back. Meanwhile, they kill off Kick with the backlines. He's going to buy back into this one. Meanwhile, the Viper, he's been feared up, taking a lot of damage here, but they are getting themselves back. The Poshko and Gasani look like they're surviving for now. Meanwhile, Nyx has actually been killed off in the backlines along with Gilgir. And now Modus is looking for more, and they're going to look for the Viper. He's going to get dropped as well. 3 heroes dead. HellRaisers turn up to a terrible, terrible fight, and now they're playing the price. Funnick and Maposhka getting themselves away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Look at
Funnick's
the
actually
voice
going
bit.
in here. He's trying to take this creep wave, and he has killed the creeps, but is it going to cost him his life? It looks like it might. He has got the BKB, though. Going to pop that one. Keep on the run, and maybe going back for the creeps here.
That's another astral step.
Simulate around the Roche pit. He's kicked here, but you know what he wants. He wants this creep wave, but unfortunately he's a little bit far away from it right now. And now with the Corrosive Haze, it makes it much harder for him to run here. He has got a Yules to get rid of it, but he's got to use its smite. He's also got an Astral Step ready. Bounty Rune Court. I don't think they catch him anymore.
The repair kit mid though, look, with the frost armor.
Oh
my
god, disgusting. This is not free real estate.
I bet it just does.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh my god, this armor's so disgusting.
Yeah, we'll take down the range. I mean, look how quickly they take the range racks. Now look at how much they're struggling to take the melee racks, but they will get it.
Radiant's middle
The
tower
anti-armor is a little
has
bit too
fallen.
much.
In that fight around the pit, by the way, the Viper BKB ran off just as the Requiem came off. So the Requiem damage hit the Viper and it sent him flying backwards just as the BKB ran out. And the PA got soloed by like, I say soloed. It was like the Slardar and the Tiny in the back line. They used the Corrosive Haze and they just blew her up because her BKB was down. This is the problem you have. Like, That's what I mean. When the Corrosive Haze comes out on the PA, you're still really squishy. Like, you have to be building an armor item at this point, I think. I don't panic cuts it, honestly. I'd really like to see him build like an AC or something, or any way of just keeping himself alive. It's all physical damage on the dire side, right? So itemize for it. I know the Satanic's a nice item on your hero for the like status resistance to lifesteal so you can fight through, but without the armor, your hero feels pretty awful. Even like a butterfly or something might help him just a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Stacking evasion against the MKB seems pretty silly.
Of course, Drow has the marksmanship,
Dire's
therefore
bottom
we care
tower
about
is under attack. Dire's
the
bottom tower has
evasion
fallen.
anyway. And even when she gets to 25, I imagine she'll take the plus 15 marksmanship chance anyways, so it's then an extra bonus against evasion heroes.
What chance does it go to? 40 plus 55%. It's pretty good. I didn't realise that was the 25 talent, actually. Because you used to see people take the cooldown reduction like all the time religiously, right?
Yeah, you still do mostly. But I think against PA is a really good case. I'll be very surprised if she doesn't take it.
Is anybody else building armor items? I know they have Lich. Earthspirit's got Vlad's queued up. They're going Lotus on the Void Spirit, which kind of helps a little bit, taking off that Corrosive Haze, I guess.
Yeah, more purges.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And like, look at Gilga's items: Buckler, Medallion, Ghost Scepter. Like he knows what's up. Stop the physical damage.
Yep. Doesn't want to get picked off too easily.
Oh, they see Gilgir from the ward.
Yeah, it does get the roll away though, and that is a very long distance. I don't think they have the ability to chase that any further. Look at
that level.
He's tempted here, isn't he? He's like, I could. I could.
That level 10 talent on Earth Spirit is actually pretty good now. The 300 rolling boulder distance. It doesn't sound like a lot.
Nice.
If you play Earth Spirit for the first time, it's crazy.
Well, they're trying to go on the back here, but it looks like the Wyvern might be picked up before he can get up an ultimate. Can he get out of the silence? He can, but he uses Cold Embrace and will drop the Dread in the process. Meanwhile, Nick's trying to fight up on the front lines, but she is losing her health very quickly. Indeed, it's going to go down. They get Bogus, but they lose their carry and their damage. No buyback either on the PA. Meanwhile, the Tiny will die to Funnick. Funnick getting a lot of damage off on the front line, but Young G deals with Gilgir. Meanwhile, Funnick still trying to jump around. G on the front lines, he needs some help here. He's got the cheese, though. Might pop it here, and now he's using a Satanic intent, get his health back with that. Funnick, though, trying to regroup with his team. They got to be careful on Modus. It's a bit of a draw, this fight, honestly. And a buyback on Gilgir. A buyback on DK Focus as well. He's jumping on this one. Gilgir's got to be careful, but he has got that Ghost Step to keep alive. Meanwhile, Kasana, he's taking hits. He's forcing himself forwards, though, looking for targets. Meanwhile, Funnick, he's just trying to control up the Drow with Gilgir here as well. He needs some help, but luckily Gilgir actually misses
Look at this
the roll.
Slana, dude.
Oh wow, Slana just chases Kasani to the ends of the earth. Gilgir will kick him back, but unfortunately there's not much more he can do on the Earth Spirit. Do apologise for nearly dying in the middle of these fights, guys.
I told you, if you need me to play by play, you can just say. It's alright. SF hits level 25, by the way. Has the 40% cooldown reduction now. So, yeah, good luck. That's more Satanics, guys.
Some more Satanics. Slada controlled up, in comes Fear onto Slada, but unfortunately Viposhka, even getting off the Jane Frost, it's not doing enough. Meanwhile, Slada dropping low, but they've also lost Funnick as well. G just going ham on the front lines. Look at that damage. Gilgir just dies. And I don't think there's much more left in this game for HellRaisers.
The PA's about to come back up again. So.
That's true, that's
Here we
true.
go.
Buyback from Funnick. Never mind, I take it all back. They've got the buyback. They might go for something. Bash. Nicely done. Big to signs, but it'll be
Oh,
KP. But
dear.
Nix, he can't really fight this one. He's got the Satan trying to keep himself alive, but it's just too much output. These three heroes cannot be beaten. They're going to take down Funnick. They're going to take down Kasani. And there is your GG. HellRaisers realize there is nothing more they can do with everybody dead. The game will go to Modus Unity.
This is what I mean on the PA, right? Like, you have this lifesteal, but if you don't have the armor to back up the lifesteal, your effective HP is still really low.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just fight these heroes. It's really difficult.
Yeah. It's just an insane amount of damage coming out, an insane amount of anti-armor. You cannot fight into it. Your BKBs are doing nothing. Your Satanic is doing nothing. It's just too much output. And I don't think there's any like crazy ridiculous damage stats here. No, just 33k on Young Shadow Fiend and 35 on the Drow Ranger as well. So I mean, pretty good. But yeah, just the power of the anti-armor strat. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with game number 2. In the Parimatch League Season 2, so don't go anywhere. My name's MoFarah. What? My name's No
You're
Farah.
MoFarah.
No, I'm No
Oh,
Farah.
lucky you.
I'm No Farah, and you're Momad. See you in a bit, guys.